Hey guys, what's up? It's just Connor, and in today's video, as the title states, we're going to be talking about how you can make six figures in 2023. Now, you're going to be able to do this even if you're a beginner, you have no capital to invest, you don't want to start your own business, you have no skills, and pretty much you're about 18 plus. You're ready to enter the workforce, okay? So what I'm talking about is basically getting a job in sales or learning this, the skill of sales. It's going to be broken down into three parts. Now, I'm going to explain to you why sales is so important and why, if you want to make, a good income relatively quickly without a lot of the other things you might need to start a business, e-commerce, drop shipping, affiliate marketing, whatever it might be, that it's the fastest way to get there, right? In sales or in the world in general, the amount of money that you have in your bank account is in proportion to the value that you add to the marketplace or the world. Now, within sales, pretty binary, pretty black and white, you're adding enough value to get someone, or someone who's interested in a product or a service and taking their money, putting it in the business owner's bank account, and they're going to pay you a small portion, fractional percentage of what you've brought into the business, right? Now, why is that important to understand? The reason why it's important is when you start your own business, when you do all these other types of things, you might develop all these different skills, but the reason why sales is the fastest way to get to where you want to go, especially making six figures just from complete scratch, is because sales does not discriminate. You can bring as long as you're bringing value to the table, which is, i.e., you're good at sales, right? You can make another person money, which is the business owner. You're never going to have to worry about money again, right? Let alone making six figures minimum every single year, right? And so that's the first step, right? Realistically, just getting a job in sales. And that could be selling anything. That could be in the high ticket coaching industry, which is what I'm more specifically involved in, which is selling online coaching or educational programs around health, wealth, and relationships. So that could be dating coaching, business coaching, investment coaching, fitness coaching. It could be anything, right? That industry alone is, I don't know the exact figure, but it's definitely in the multiple billions, projected to only grow exponential amounts into 2025, 2028, all the way into 2030. Okay. So the online education industry is a fantastic industry to start in when it comes to remote selling. You can definitely get involved into, if you look up Facebook groups, you can just search high ticket closing or high ticket setter and sales jobs. You're going to find a bunch of groups. Go and click on those. Look at all the posts. You'll see that there is an abundance of opportunity out there. And there's never really going to be a lack of opportunity when it comes to sales. That's the main thing I'm trying to get at there. When you're good at sales, money is now abundant to you because you now have no ceiling on your income. Because typically, you're going to get one or two things. You're going to get a role that has salary and commissions or just straight commission only, which is what a lot of my students get involved in the Remote Sales Academy in high ticket sales, which is the online education / coaching industry. Right? So that's pretty much where I would start out. Looking in those areas, or you can sell stuff like insurance, medical device sales, cybersecurity. There are so many things that you can sell because the number one thing that every business owner always needs and has always had in the business since the beginning of time is sales, right? Basically the exchange of a relationship to where you're basically persuading or showing a potential customer or prospect if the solution of what you're selling is a fit and taking their credit card details. That's pretty much all that you're doing. That's what sales is, right? You're helping the prospect guide them to the right solution that they want. And sometimes they need a bit of persuading themselves internally and not you externally, of course. We're not here about high pressure sales tactics with what I do. Absolutely not. Okay. So with that said, get a sales job, right? Second step is get a mentor, right? Now, why is that so important? I think Alex Hormozi said this quote, and I think it's, you're not going to be more poor by learning more, right? And the reason why that's so important when it comes to sales is because sales is a skill. And the better you get at that skill, marginally, the more money that you're going to make. I generally like to think about sales as golf, right? It's just a few inches, a few change in your movement, your swing, your posture, that's going to result to you making six figures all the way up to $20, $30, $40, $50,000 per month, which is entirely possible. I've achieved those levels. People within my network have achieved those levels, and so have many of my students as well. Okay, so when it comes to sales is what we call a meritocracy. So sales is going to pay you according to the value you bring to the marketplace, as I mentioned earlier on before. So the better that you are, the more sales you can make, the more that you're going to get remunerated. And that's the beautiful thing about sales, is because it's meritocracy, the best performers win, and they get paid the most, right? And so if you're that type of person that you think you're a winner, and you know that you're a winner, and then you're ready to train hard, you're ready to get after it, if you have the right mentor, the right guidance, the right training, and you have better skills than all the other salespeople out there, because I think it was a statistic by one of my mentors more recently that he said that I can't remember the exact amount, but it's a very, 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 very small percentage of salespeople actually invest more than, I think it was $100 to $200 in their own education and skills in their entire sales career. Can you imagine if you were closing at 10% on an offer and you're making $10,000 per month, right? That's what you're doing. But for math simplicity's sake, you got better at sales and you had better skills, and then you started closing at 20%, and you basically doubled your income to where you're making $200,000 per year, right? That's the power of getting good at sales. And that's why it's such a good industry to be in. And that's why I recommend getting a mentor like myself, like many other people on the internet, that can help you get better at sales and make more money, right? Now, the third step is getting good, and practicing, right? Once you have the right skills, once you have an opportunity, you can now go ahead and practice, right? You can practice because you know what you're doing is actually working, right? When you have a proven method, then that's perfect. But if you're practicing something that may or may not be working, or you don't know is efficient or effective, then it's no bueno, right? Consistency compounds, right? And when you regularly practice, just like I did, I remember exactly when I was working in Bunnings, which is for people that aren't in Australia that are watching these videos, that's like a retail store in Australia. It's a very popular retail store. When I was stacking shelves, and when I first invested in my first coach and mentor, I was practicing every single day. On my car, on the way to work, I would be practicing the script. I'd be going over and over and over and over and over, practicing like a complete madman. Now, do you need to do that? Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is, to truly be great, and of course you can make six figures alone just by being okay or average. But if you want to make even higher than that, which you absolutely can, you just need to get good by practicing, and by practicing religiously and relentlessly, right? That's exactly how I got to six figures, and then multiple six figures, and then surpassing $500,000 a year in income, just by practicing and becoming relentlessly, I guess, love of the sport, right? I love sales. I'm obsessed with sales, and I find it entertaining, and I thoroughly enjoy it and love it. And that's why I teach what I do at the Remote Sales Academy. So that's pretty much the 3 steps, right? There's really nothing more that you have to do more than that. Get a job in sales, learn how to get, the skill of sales, right? Get a mentor, right? Get someone who can help you get better at sales and make more money and make the right decisions when it comes to certain roles and jobs. And number 3, get good, practice, and then become the best in your sales team, become the best in your industry, because there is no limits to how much money that you can make in sales, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. There's not much more else that needs to be said there. So yeah, hopefully you found that valuable, and I'll see you in the next video.